Imagine this. You've been grinding 12-hour shifts, 6 days straight. Your stomach is begging for food. But when you finally sit down to eat, your lunch is gone, stolen, over and over again. That was my life, until I decided to fight back with the hottest pepper on earth. If you've ever been wronged and dreamed of dishing out the perfect revenge, smash that like button, subscribe, and buckle up, because this is one of the most unexpectedly satisfying stories you'll hear today. I was working in a massive factory, one of those places that ran 24/7. You could feel the fatigue in the walls, machines screaming, fluorescent lights buzzing, and the smell of hot metal and oil clinging to your skin after every shift. But what made this place worse wasn't just the work. It was the fact that no one felt permanent. The company hired people through 5 different temp agencies. That meant every day you could see 5 new faces, and the same 5 vanish without a word. It was like working inside a revolving door. No names, no bonds, just strangers passing through. In an environment like that, trust didn't exist. And that's exactly why it stung so much when someone started targeting me. It started small, just one missing lunch. I thought maybe I'd forgotten it at home. But then it happened again, and again. Before long, I realized someone had made a sport out of stealing my food. Picture this, 6 12-hour shifts in a row. You're exhausted, drenched in sweat, running on fumes, and when you finally reach that sacred moment, lunch break, the only thing keeping you sane, it's gone, stolen. My stomach would knot in anger, my jaw clenched so tight it ached. Sometimes I'd stare at the empty fridge shelf and whisper through my teeth, "Who the hell is doing this?" The worst part? Nobody cared. Everyone shrugged it off like it was nothing. "Happens all the time," one guy told me, already halfway through his sandwich. But to me, it wasn't just lunch. It was 6 days of betrayal, 6 days of humiliation, 6 days of feeling powerless in a place where power was already scarce. And every single time I swore to myself, they won't get away with this forever. By the 7th day, my patience snapped. I couldn't take it anymore. Hunger I could handle, but disrespect, number that cut deeper than an empty stomach. That night, while the rest of the world slept, I was in my kitchen, chopping, slicing, and plotting revenge. My hands shook, not from fear, but from adrenaline, as I pulled out my secret weapon, the Carolina Reaper pepper. For those who don't know, it's officially one of the hottest peppers on the planet. Just touching it can leave your skin burning for hours. Eating it raw? That's a firestorm in your throat. I diced it carefully, mixing it into a fresh pico de gallo, bright red, green, and deadly. I sautéed juicy steak strips, peppers, onions, the whole deal, and wrapped it all into the most beautiful fajitas I had ever created. It wasn't just food, it was bait. When I was done, I placed them neatly into a clear-lid container, topped with lime wedges and cilantro. It looked like a 5-star meal, and that was the point. I wanted the thief to want it. That night, as I set my alarm, I whispered to myself, "Tomorrow, justice." The next morning, I walked into work with a strange calm. While machines thundered and coworkers grumbled about the shift, I was smiling. My masterpiece sat in the break room fridge, glowing like a jewel among sad leftovers and gas station snacks. And then, I waited. Hours crawled by. My stomach growled, but I didn't care. I wasn't planning on eating those fajitas anyway. They weren't for me. They were a message. About an hour into the shift, it happened. A scream ripped through the factory. "Help! Somebody help!" I bolted toward the break room, my heart pounding, though not from fear. When I arrived, the scene nearly made me laugh out loud. There, on the floor, lay the lunchbox bandit, gasping, choking, red-faced. His hands clawed at his throat as he wheezed for air. My fajitas, the ones I had spent all night preparing, were scattered on the floor beside him, half-eaten, the vibrant pico de gallo still glistening with its hidden danger. People rushed in, panicked. Someone yelled to call an ambulance. It turned out the heat of the Carolina Reaper had triggered a severe asthma attack. The thief was rushed to the hospital. And me? I just stood there, silent, pretending to be as shocked as everyone else. Inside, though, I felt something I hadn't felt in weeks. Satisfaction. The bandit never confessed, not to me, not to anyone. He couldn't. To admit what had happened would mean admitting he'd been stealing food all along. So officially, the whole thing remained a mystery. But I knew. And he knew. And from that day forward, no one ever touched my lunches again. It was poetic justice. My hunger, my frustration, my anger, it all boiled down to one glorious moment where the thief finally paid the price. Looking back, I don't feel guilty. Some people learn through words. Others only learn through fire. Sometimes karma just needs a little push. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button. And tell me in the comments, what's the most satisfying act of revenge you've ever seen? Don't forget to subscribe, because I've got plenty more stories of justice, karma, and sweet, sweet payback coming your way.